Taurus, and welcome to your personal tarot card reading for the month here at Delos Divine. We are here to provide you with a monthly tarot reading for insight and wisdom and guidance. If this does resonate with you, if you find truth in this, my Taurus friend, please feel free to send me a personal email. I will provide a link in the video box below. And that being said, we'll go ahead and carry on with the reading. Alrighty, Taurus, here we go. It's time for your monthly reading. Alrighty, so let's just go ahead and hop right into this, Taurus. You know I love you, and everything I say is with good intentions. I can't help but love you all for how many of you surround me in my life. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just jump into this. So your spiritual focus is the Six of Swords. To me, this is always moving past things. This is a really big mental point because to me, you were at the Five of Points, which is like a mental conflict. So I almost feel like maybe last month you were battling with a lot of self-doubt. And I feel like with this card here, with Six of Swords, I feel like this month you're more about moving past that and moving past a lot of self-inhibiting thoughts and the thoughts that tell you that you cannot do things and that you cannot do what it is that you set your mind to. If there's one thing that Taurus is, you know, they're kind of slow and steady wins the race, but I mean, they do reach their end goal no matter how long it may take them to get there. So I think that it's a matter of learning to let go of, this month is going to be learning to let go of, again, these things that are just holding you back, these mental things, these blocks that you feel like are inhibiting you from moving forward. Your worldly focus, I see here the Hierophant, and which actually is going, I feel like this is going hand in hand here with your spiritual focus, because to me the Hierophant is all about rearranging things, and it's all about reshaping things in your own likeness. I feel like almost like this month you're going to have like that aha, I feel like realization coming to you, and I think it's going to be through something practical. So it's like, I feel like there's going to be a detail in your life, or maybe there's something that you're overlooking, but I do feel like here there's going to come a point where you're going to have this moment where you realize, you know what, fuck it. I know what it is that I need to do, and I do see you charging full steam ahead and just go ahead and again just moving on, moving past this, I think just this phase that you were just kind of in, this kind of like ruminating and just kind of self-doubting and just filled with a lot of questions. But instead here I see with the Hierophant card, I do feel like you're gonna in the process of rearranging everything and now changing the things that you were once complaining about so much before. All of this feeling stuck, like you were maybe these few months past, prior rather, and all of these feeling stuck, I feel like this month is a lot of that's going to be melting away as I see again you start making these necessary changes that are going to be paving the way for the future that you're trying to build for yourself. This lesson, this month, I feel your lesson is going to be, to me, King of Swords is speaking your mind, and it's speaking your mind with it's speaking your mind with integrity, rather, and I think it's learning to speak in the face of, it reminds me of a quote I heard that it's, speak your truth even if your voice shakes, and I feel like this is your lesson for the month here. It's learning to say something that you feel, or it's voicing an opinion, or making your voice heard, I think, whereas, see, because the thing with Taurus is, like, it likes to take the back seat sometimes, and it just kind of likes to hang out in the background, and Taurus doesn't really like too much to bring themselves to the forefront of things. But I feel like with King of Swords, you can't help but have to do that, and just kind of speak your mind, and have to be brutally honest, and honest to the degree that it's something that you really need to say, something that you really need to communicate. This could even maybe be someone around you, people around you are questioning some of the choices that you want to make for your future, or just your decisions, or whatever it is, you feel that you know best, and I feel like it's going to come a point where you're going to have to vocalize and say, hey, I know what I'm doing, or this is what I need to say, and kind of get this off of my chest, and just kind of be very truthful with yourself. Taking control, or taking those reins and making those changes and taking that step forward. Six of Swords, King of Swords, I feel like you're in this mental, not just moving forwardness, but taking responsibility and action now, instead of just thinking about doing something. I see you taking action this month in particular. Well, I wound up drawing this card anyway. So, to me, I think that you, here with the Hermit card, just with your positive influences, Hermit is very big Virgo energy, and to me, this is someone who is reclusive, not because they've been shut out or isolated, but this is more because you have chosen to do this yourself. And this, to me, the positive influences, I think that by you deciding, and I feel like this is what you're doing this month, to take a step inside and do a lot of really deep self-reflection, and I'm seeing themes come up here again like in Aries' reading, about that introspection kind of a thing. I feel like here with the Hermit card, you are going to benefit a lot from possibly meditation or just taking time to yourself and sorting your own thoughts out. And this is not so much about, this is no longer about listening to what other people have to say about what it is that you want to do. This is about how you feel. And you're not going to be able to figure that out, and you're not going to have that aha moment or come to that realization that the Hermit card eventually does bring until you sit down with yourself and you really sit and sort and figure yourself out. As a negative, you guys are pulling a fuck ton of majors here. The Emperor card. So what is working against you this month is some type of authority or some type of something above you, or maybe something that makes you feel a little bit smaller is going to be kind of working against you. Usually, sometimes the Emperor is another male, but it can be a boss, or it could be just a male of influence in your family, or just a very masculine presence. This could even be from a woman who's just very authoritative. But the Emperor as an obstacle to me personally, I feel like this is a confliction of what is practical to you and what it is that you actually want to do, which actually makes more sense to me, I think, just in the long run, considering just the rest of the spread here, because to me, I almost see you like torn between you wanting to pursue something that you're really passionate about, but it's like the practicality of it here with the Emperor card is almost at stake, so to speak, or it's brought into question. So it's almost like, can I pursue this comfortably, and should I? Is this something that I should pursue or risk this current stability that I have here with this Emperor card here? The Emperor could be your home life or your sense of stability just overall together, to me personally. So I see you here almost like, should I follow my passions and what inspires me? Because let's keep in mind that Taurus is a Venus sign at the end of the day. And Venus loves to be creative, and Venus loves to express herself in one way or another. So it almost comes down to, should I follow something even if right now it's not the most practical thing, or it might set me back a little bit, or maybe might make things a little bit tight for me just monetarily. To me, Taurus, I really feel like telling you the answer that you're seeking is, I feel the answer that you're seeking, I'm trying to think of a way to properly word this, but it's almost like, I would say even the High Priestess card, who says that she knows that you know what the answer is, but I almost feel like saying suffering a little bit or setting yourself back just a little bit is going to be absolutely worth the reaping of the benefits of what it is that you want to do. So I mean, basically what I'm telling you is just, here's a word of advice. Even if things become a little bit financially or just practically just a little bit more difficult for you, in the long haul, in the long run, you are going to be so grateful and so much happier since making that decision. And it's just going to come a point where you're just going to be like, wow, I can't believe I almost chose to do the opposite and remain doing the same thing that I've been doing this whole entire time. But this is no longer a call for you, Taurus, to remain doing the same. This is a call to action. And sometimes pursuing our goals and pursuing things that we want to do is going to require a little bit of suffering. And this just makes me think of Harry Potter when they're doing the tea leaf readings, and Ron says, so you're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it. So again, I will always end this with a channeled message, and let us see what comes up to you here. Let's see what you got here. Wow, yeah, Queen of Cups. To me, a message that's just coming in really strongly from the deities is self-sacrifice is totally worth it. And I feel like just so gratified right now, and it's almost like I feel like the sense of thanks that you guys are going to be feeling. I think once you really realize that you do have the courage within you, and you're going to find that out once you become here, this Hermit card, and you become that, you're going to find that courage to really make, I think, that call that is your soul call, and it's exactly what you want to do. To me, this is taking full responsibility for your passions here with Queen of Cups and acting on them without regard for what anybody else has to say. And I feel like it's just echoed here harmoniously with Three of Cups. So it's like, I feel like between these three cards here, this is a perfect harmony, and it's this reflection, inner reflection that you guys are going to have that is going to lead you to realize that you can take up this mantle, and taking this up and doing this and following your dreams and your desires is exactly what you need to do. And you are going to find that fulfillment, I think, that you've been seeking all this time, I think. So at least be on the beginning of finally moving forward on this journey and really beginning a brand new path for you that I feel like you have been working so hard towards this entire time. And you know what, Taurus, this is your time to really, be lavish with that, and just, I don't know, just bask in all of that goodness. Alrighty, and I will end your reading there, Taurus. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next month. Hopefully you make it, and gods be good.